Okay, so today we're going to talk about baking. So I've been doing a lot of baking the last couple of weeks, like probably most people have, but I actually didn't realize that I had a lot more ability in baking than what I thought I had. So I've been experimenting quite a lot with alternate flours, just because one of my children has been encouraged as much as possible to go gluten-free. So this week I made two different types of muffins, both with coconut flour, and I'm just going to give you a rundown of what helped me get the taste and the texture correct with using coconut flour. So in the first recipe was banana and honey. So 3 reasonable sized bananas, organic honey, mashed and mixed together before you put in the mixture. And about 1.5 cups of coconut flour. With that, because coconut flour obviously doesn't have a rising agent in it, I used 1 teaspoon of bicarb and 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 3 eggs. As in my research in how to get the best quality out of something cooked with alternate flours, eggs is a rising agent. If you are a vegan, there are other options as well, but at the moment I'm just kind of doing step by step. And they actually came out really nice and a good size. I also use buttermilk, so from now on anything that I do cake wise, muffin wise, has buttermilk in it, and you can make your own buttermilk. It's generally 1.5 cups of normal milk, adding 1.5 tablespoons of vinegar. Let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. Make sure you stir it with a teaspoon, and it's pretty much ready. You can kind of feel it and see that it's got a different texture, and that also the vinegar will actually assist with the rising in anything that has alternate flours. So it's just something to take note of. There's a plane going over. So the other muffins I made, which was yesterday, tinned apricots, and I added some ginger, and I have some fruit spice. With this combination, I added 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of bicarb soda, because if you add too much bicarb soda it gets really salty, it's not very pleasant. I've already done that once. So two teaspoons of baking powder. They rose more than the banana and honey muffins, but I also added 4 eggs to this one. So obviously with bananas, they're a lot more softer, a lot more palatable, and create a lot more moisture in your mix. So this mix with the apricots didn't have as much moisture, so I added an extra egg. So eggs, as I said previously, are a rising agent. You probably wouldn't want to add more than 4 eggs. 4 eggs is probably the maximum amount of eggs you would want to, otherwise it might just start tasting a bit eggy. Just remembering also that with coconut flour and even almond flour, because I have used that before, they don't absorb as well as regular flours, so your mixture will always be a little bit more wet. It won't be runny, and it should never be runny as if it's dripping off the spoon, but it will be quite wet, wetter than most cakes and muffins. So just keep that in mind. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to add more flour. I kind of cook based on texture, sight and smell. So I kind of know with my textures what looks right and what doesn't look right. So that's something that I can't tell you over a video until I actually do a cooking video, which is a little while away yet. So the banana muffins were quite well taken. My husband took them to work and they all shared them around, especially because they were gluten-free. More and more people are kind of gluten-free these days. And he took the apricot muffins to work today. So the apricot muffins weren't as sweet. As I said, I probably could have used a bit more spice. And with both of the muffins, I put coconut sugar instead of regular sugar. So it depends on your sweetness as well. You might want to just add some regular raw sugar instead of the coconut sugar. Add a bit more honey. You can always add treacle or molasses. Any of those things as a natural sweetener over sugar. Just remember, anything liquid will always add to that liquid based texture, so just be careful about how much liquids you put in your mixture. And yes, and there are photos. If you follow me on Instagram, there's actually photos of what both of those look like. No Average Individual is my name on Instagram, and I put the recipes up on Facebook under my Tupperware page. So enjoy that baking tip, and hope hope you do some experimenting of your own, and next time I will get James Doherty, Jardo, on, and we will discuss football because it's getting interesting at the moment with the finals coming up. So have a lovely day. As you can see, it's not quite spring yet in Melbourne, but the sun is out and it's gorgeous, so that's why I'm sitting outside. Thank you. Bye.